Recording.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Saturday morning. It's the 6th of June, 2020, 8:25. It's a little bit chilly outside, and to be honest, I could do with wearing my neck covering. I can feel that wind cutting into my neck. I won't be going too fast today. So when I hopped onto the bike this morning, it was telling me that I'm low on fuel. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to quickly show you guys how the keyless function works on opening the tank. Also because there's been a lot of negative feedback I've seen in some forums with regards to the keyless. In the interests of research, this is the second time I'll be filling the bike up. Let's have a look and see how this works. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't really notice any difference between unleaded and super unleaded. And the bike can take either, so it makes no difference. So, anyway, we push it off, and then immediately that tank pops up. I don't know if you can see that. So that's it, easy. We chuck the filler nozzle in and put some fuel in. I'll see you back here in a second. So anyway, here we are. We've just fueled up. I thought I'd just take a quick look around the bike to show you what she looks like. As you can see with the cases, you can tour with the bike. I can commute with the bike. And this is more of a Sunday blast kind of situation today. So, what's interesting about the bike is when you fill it up, and other owners will attest to this, is that when I now turn it on, even though I've filled it up, and I have filled it up, I promise you, it will still show tank level. Reserve reached. So it takes a few minutes for it to register. So don't panic. I toggle up on the menus. Not sure if you can see. Ah, there we go. 200 miles. 201 miles is the range that it's saying that the bike can do now. I've never got that amount of miles out of a full tank, but we can see, can't we? Anyway, look right, look left. And off we go. Off we go, people, into the wind. I'm going to go left down these lanes and just see what we can see. This is a 60, this road, and it's a lovely road. But as you can hear, my goodness, it's pretty windy out here today. But it's a lovely feeling to be out on the bike. Now, as you all know by now, this is an R1250R Sport 2019, and it's got so much on it. But I'm only about 4 or 5 years into my riding career, and the only other bike I rode apart from this was a Kawasaki 650 Vulcan, which was my first bike. I loved that bike, but I felt once I was on the motorway doing 60-70, it didn't feel very safe. So for my 40th birthday, I went and got myself an R1250R exclusive, and that was a 17 plate, I do believe. And yeah, it was an amazing step up. Absolutely no comparison from a cruiser to a fully loaded BMW. And now this version, it feels very similar to the 1200, except it does feel a bit more perky, a bit quicker when you push her, and well, I'll try and go through the number of features this bike has as as quickly as I can just to give you an overview. So as you can see, this is the Sport comes in the white with the blue and red stickering. It comes with an a quick shifter up and down, auto blipper, quick shifter, whatever you want to call it. Then it comes with the ESA, the electronic suspension, which you can Google. I'm not going to explain what it does, but it just basically evens out the ride and it processes the bumps, and it's supposed to make it a very smooth ride, and it does a good job. And you've got options on the preload for that as well. So if you go 2 up, if you're taking a pillion, or if you've got lots of luggage, then basically, you know, it will give you the most comfortable ride based on what's going on. So yeah, next would be the heated grips, which I've spoken about before. 2 settings, not hot enough and too hot. We have the sat-nav preparation, and I bought the sat-nav, and that cost about 600 quid. That's a lot of money, people, for a sat-nav. It's a heck of a lot of money. So, and I'm still going through the features on that, so I'll do a separate video about that. But yeah, for now, the court is out on that as to whether that's money well spent or not. We have 4 riding modes: rain, road, dynamic, which is a bit quicker. Oh, hello, Mr. Policeman. I'm not speeding today. Then we have rain, road, dynamic, and dynamic pro, which is one way you can mix and match. You can go into the settings and decide that you want rain throttle response and dynamic suspension response, or road throttle response and rain suspension. You know, you can mix and match anyway. You can play around with that. It has cruise control, which is excellent, and it works just as you would expect it to work, as it works in a car. It's very straightforward. It's over here on the left hand. Put it on the on position, push up, and it's set. And then if you push the button, it increases your speed accordingly. Bring it back, it decreases your speed. That's it. Daytime running lights, this button here, daytime running lights. I always leave mine on, you can turn them off. Indicators are good. The horn, don't know if you can hear that, it's not that great, but back horns aren't very good anyway. The heated grips is over here, the modes is over here to the right, heated grips over here to the right hand side, and the SOS button here also over to the right hand side. I assume that goes straight through to an ambulance service and or BMW Motorrad. The bike picks up really beautifully. There's torque all the way through the range. It's easily accessible torque. So if I forget that I'm in second gear or even in third and I'm sitting at a junction, the bike will pull away and it won't make any fuss. It will just go. It is a heavy bike, wet, over 200 kilos, but where it's got a low centre of gravity, it's an excellent bike to manoeuvre at high speeds, medium speeds, and at standing speeds. It's not a problem, just as long as you don't let the bike lean too far one way or the other. So you have to just always be thinking about that. Thinking about how you're positioning yourself. So that's that. The bike has a centre stand, which is brilliant for cleaning. Obviously it has a side stand, that goes without saying. The mirrors are really good, they stay in place. I can see a lot out back, which is nice. Some bikes' mirrors aren't very good. The clutch is very, very light, so although this has an auto blipper, and I like to use the auto blipper now a bit more, now I'm learning about it, but the clutch, if you want to use a clutch, it is really light, and you know, you can travel many, many hours and it won't wear your hand out. At the same time, the seat is very comfortable. I'm 6'3", people, 6'3". This is the sport version with the highest seat, and it is very, very comfortable position. It's upright. Like I said, the ESA does a good job of dampening all the bumps and potholes, so there's no problems there. And well, yeah, it's a really, really comfortable ride. Easy to ride, confidence inspiring. The brakes are awesome, Brembo brakes. I don't know the technicals on that, but look guys, you can Google the bike if you want the technical side of things, so I'm not going to give you all the technicals, although I do know I think it's 135 brake horsepower at the rear wheel, and the maximum torque comes in at around 6,000 revs, so I don't really hit that very often because I don't ride the bike that hard. I just like to be comfortable and you know, have a good time riding. Speed, top speed is really my thing. I'm more about just enjoying the ride. So that's more or less everything I think about the bike that I want to go through. Oh, you know, it has a sports screen as well, which is nice. Lovely sports screen which shows you lean angle and other bits and pieces. I'll try and show that to you now. If I lean forward, you may be able to see this. If I get that, I don't know if you're getting that, but basically it's got so much information on there about the braking, about the DTC, about the lean angle, and as I go around a corner it will tell me that I got to 15 degrees. So, you know, it's interesting information. It tells me that my helmet's connected, my phone's connected. It tells me it's 11 degrees outside. It tells me what the time is, what gear I'm in, how many miles I've got to go, what mode I'm in, what speed the cruise control is currently set at if I go back onto cruise. Yeah, and there's so much information, and I mean, essentially guys, you don't really want to be looking at all that while you're riding, but this will feed information back to the BMW app, and you can peruse it over a coffee once you get off the bike later and talk about your best lean angle, how you almost got your knee down as you entered the petrol station, you know, things like that. So I'm going to try and get off the bike at some point in a moment. I wonder if I can do that here. Ah, there's a roundabout just up there, Philip. Yeah, there's a roundabout. Let's get back up this way. So yeah, so took the bike in for the first service the other day to Canon Motorcycles BMW in Whittam. Nice people there, lovely showroom, lots of bikes. So if you are in the Essex area, you own a BMW, it's a great place to go and get your bike serviced. Nice people. Grips on because it's getting cold. It's 11 degrees outside, which at speed with a bit of wind is chilly. Round the corner. also I just want to say it is important to give your bike a glance over before you start riding, before you get on, especially the tyres. This type of bike, it does so many things. It will tell you if something's wrong, but you know, if I had something in the tyre, potentially it would or wouldn't tell me that. But just a quick glance over, that's where the centre stand comes in handy for the back wheel. And I tend to just walk the bike forward and stand up and have a quick look as the front wheel's rolling, just to see if there's anything in the tyres, because it's easy to pick up a screw or a nail, and obviously quite dangerous to be riding with damaged tyres. So something you should bear in mind. So like I say, just a very quick video today really. When I say quick, I mean not 30 minutes like my first one. And what I'll do is I'll just find somewhere to park the bike up, and then we can have a look around the bike and see what she looks like with and without the boxes. Okay, so anyway, I'll leave you here for the moment, and then I will be back to you once I find somewhere to park up and we can do a little walk around. It's such a lovely ride on this road, and although it is windy, it is extremely windy today, it's a lovely place to ride. So anyway, I know where I'm going now with regards to parking the bike up for a walk around, so I thought I'd let you come back in on the lovely lanes to see how things are doing. Now on the way out I did see a police car parked up not far from here, so I'm just going to keep my speed to 38. Not sure if he's doing a house visit or if he's just checking on the speed of vehicles, but there you go, yeah, he's checking on the speed of vehicles, I think. I'm not going to get into what I think about about the speed camera laws and how they work in this country. Oof. If cameras could smell, you would not like what you were smelling right now, people. What is that? Something went wrong out here this morning. Back into the 60. Is it 60? Yeah, it's 60. Oh, I can see a high vis just behind this. Oh no, it's a sign. It's just a sign. Whitton Farm Hall. So yeah, I've got the bike set in dynamic mode, and it is the most fun, the most punchy on the accelerator. And I can just say to you that after a year and a half out off the bike, of any bike, I am really now beginning to love being back on the bike. The sense of freedom and the thrill of just going along nicely. We're just getting from 0 to 60, or from 30 to 60. There's nothing like just twisting the throttle and just zip, you're there. I don't like speeding, going faster than the speed limit, but I do like, you know, a safe overtake, a fast corner within speed limits. This is 60, I'm doing 62. But it's lovely, it's really, really lovely. And if you've never ridden a bike, you're not into bikes, I would recommend it. I know lots of people say it's dangerous, and it is. I've had an accident myself, but on a day like today when there's not much out here, and you're just having a little bit of a blast, it's absolutely ideal. Absolutely beautiful. So, we're going to take a right into the lovely village of Writtle. we're going to find a place, Philip, a place to park up. And have a walk around this beautiful beast. Here we go. This will do. This will do nicely. So, turn her off. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the R1250R Sport 2019. It's a lovely bike. You can see the boxer engine there. It's very distinctive. And the shaft drive. I've got to tell you, after having, this is my third shaft-driven bike, I would never go back to a chain again because it's so easy to clean and to maintain. There's no need to get the back wheel up, no lubing involved, low maintenance, so it's great. As I say, front discs, dual front discs, single back disc, Brembo brake pads, Brembo calipers. They're absolutely awesome. And LED lights, something I didn't mention earlier. Standard stock exhaust. I quite like the sound of the exhaust, I like the look of the exhaust, so I kept that. I really don't see the point in spending £1,000 on a different exhaust on a brand new bike. To me, that's just crazy, but I know it's very popular, but for me, I don't like it, so we'll leave it there. We've got some fairing here, a little bit of sport fairing there and down to the bottom, which is great. Makes the bike look really, really nice, I think. Yeah, I mean, I love the paint scheme. Here you can see the ESA. You've got that's the machine there, the bit that controls the suspension to make it nice and even. Always thinking about what it's doing. And that's, you know, that's pretty much it really with the bike. I'll show you how the boxes work as well. So I'm going to pause the video here and I'll get on with the boxes for you. 1 second. So as you can see, I've got the boxes fit onto the bike. It does make the bike wider, and actually it almost makes it wider than the mirrors. So you have to be careful when you're passing through traffic. It can be a bit tricky to judge that. And you can see the LED lights on the back there. So the boxes themselves, they fit very nicely. So I'll open it up and show you. I've got the bag inside the box as well. So the BMW bag fits all sorts of things in there. It's got a good space here. This isn't big enough for a full face helmet, maybe a half face, I'm not so sure. So I keep all my padlock, gloves and additional bits and pieces. The case for the sat-nav, camera stand, some other spare gloves will fit in here, and some bungee cords and webbing. And that's a really good space for me. Obviously get my lunch in there and whatever else I may need. The bag's really good actually. Now I'll take it out. It's bespoke for the space. So if you can see inside the box there, I've had these before and I didn't have the bag, and this will get scratched up. And stuff rattles around, so it is handy to have the bag, but they're not cheap. The bag itself came out about 60 quid, I think, 60, 70 quid. And the boxes for the pair, they come in at almost 750 quid. You can get them cheaper, but you get them from the dealer and they code the lock for you, and they code it so that it works with the same key that you got with the bike. So if you don't want to muck about with coding, then pay the extra money, they'll do it for you. Again, so this side, I'll just show you. I've got my rucksack in there. That's an 18-litre rucksack, and that fits absolutely perfectly. It also does take a full face lid as well. You can get a bag for that side, but seeing as I've got my own rucksack and I know it fits in this box, that's perfect, and I can fit all my work gear in there along with my laptop and everything else. With regards to taking the boxes off, it's a really easy experience. There's your opening button, and here's your release button. So simply you turn the key so it's like in that position, pull away, and it's off. And that's the box. Really, really simple, really easy to use, and straightforward to take off. And then you just simply place it on the piece there, into the lock here, pull the release button, and that's it, it's secure. Now, then you turn it into turn the lock straight towards you, then everything's, oh no, that's open, sorry. Straight towards you when that's open. And then, I think if I turn it flat, that's everything locked. Okay? That's the boxes. Nice and easy, straightforward. Very straightforward. So everything's locked now. Lock, lock, lock. And that's pretty much it, really. Like I say, guys, this is a great bike for a Sunday blast, a great bike to commute. But also, I have been to Europe on the 1200 incarnation of this bike, and it was absolutely beautiful. No problems at all. Really easy to ride from place to place. The keyless ride does take a few seconds out of everything, and you put the key in your pocket, you forget about it. It works nicely, no problems. And I really, really enjoy looking at this bike, I have to be honest. I know that it's down to the individual and what you like. And with the cases, it's not so bad. I mean, it's a nice match. When you consider you can get sling over cases for about 200 quid or less, 760 quid, it's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. So, it's down to the individual, but I wanted to keep it as original as possible. And the security of the cases is good. It means that when I'm stopping at services, I can walk away from the bike, put the disc lock on, and know that the bike is secure and the boxes are locked. And there's good capacity there as well. What you'll find is the left box is slightly smaller as I'm looking here. So as you're riding, it's the right box, but as I'm looking here, it's the left box. As it goes over the exhaust, and I have to cut a little bit out of the box to fit over the curve of the exhaust. Okay, so anyway, so that's the bike overview, guys, really. I hope you liked the video. Thanks very much for watching. And obviously, leave me a like if you want to leave me a like. Any comments below, you're welcome. I'm new to this. I'm not perfect in any way, shape or form, so your advice, your help is also very much appreciated. If you'd like to subscribe, please do so, and I'll be reviewing more products over the coming weeks with regards to biking and things that I've used and things that I own, just to give you an idea of how they work. So that it gives you a user's guide to owning the given product. But anyway, thanks for your time, guys. Really lovely having you with me. Have a great weekend. And obviously, if you're out there on your bikes this weekend, do ride safe. Take care, everybody. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.